Rob, you gave us quite a wild ride. Always awesome to watch you play. Was there a point on your final day where you realized, I think this is going to be it?
I mean, as they're reading the votes, as soon as I saw Chriselle vote for Tom, I was like, that's not good. And then I saw Dylan vote for Gabby. I pretty much knew at that point I wasn't going to have the numbers to get it done.
Take us into your Bob the Drag Queen move, which was really your signature stamp on this season. What went into that decision to make that move at that time? And is there any part of it that you wish you played differently?
Yeah, so, initially I didn't go into the game wanting to play so aggressively. I kind of wanted to hang back because, like, optimally, I think that's the best strategy for this game. Um, at the same time, once I entered the turret as a traitor, and Bob kind of initially tried to put Carolyn in the coffin the week before, it kind of put up some red flags and made me distrust him a little bit. Like, why would you do that and put suspicion on another traitor? Then, when he kind of directly did it to me, or indirectly did it to me by mentioning the Cage Boys, uh, I felt the need to go at him. Now, the point of contention is maybe I didn't have to do it so quickly, but the fact of the matter is, I started to say his name. And once I did, I couldn't put that back in the jar and put the lid back on. It was already off. So at that point, I had to go at him right away. And I kind of have a strict policy that if you're not with me, you're against me. And that's how I play these games. So I think I definitely caught him off guard and by surprise. And that enabled me to get him banished. And, although it set off a chain reaction of events in the turret with a lot of distrust that, you know, it's hard to say to look back and be introspective about it without knowing because everything kind of affects everything else down the line, right?
Yeah, do you have to keep making decisions and see how things go? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was interesting to watch you do that. Now, you said you're either with me or against me. One person that you made it clear that was with you was Carolyn, though she didn't always trust you throughout the game.
Yeah.
You had said that you wanted to take her to the end. Did you want to split the prize pot with her? Or if there was a close
I don't
pot,
know
like
about all
three,
that.
would you have
I
taken
don't
it?
know about all that, but I would have worked with her to the end for sure. At one point, I would have. I would have split it with her. Yeah, I would have. Like, I just think that it's really hard from her point of view. Like, I can see that. A lot of people can't put themselves in the other person's position and see it through their lens. So I understand why she was scared. And it was because of my actions of getting rid of Bob, you know? So it's also because I have a reputation. I'm known in the survivor world, and she doesn't want to look silly trusting me, and it's really hard, like even for me to play any of these games because of my reputation. So I don't falter, but like, um, I did want to work with her, but unfortunately, my actions kind of put up a blockade for her to trust me.
As you left, you also had an interesting comment about Danielle, saying that she was a bad trader and a bad game player. Can you take us into that assessment at the time and if you stand by it?
I definitely stand by that she was a bad trader. Bad game player, like I say, like I'm judging based on traders. I don't know her game from Big Brother, and I said bad all around, and that was probably me being a little bitter, like truthfully in the moment. But as a bad trader, I mean, the acting was horrible. The one thing that egregiously sticks out to me, and they didn't show it on television, but in the scene with the riddles with the pots, she was really good at doing the riddles, and she continuously kept getting the answers right, which normally would be a great thing. You put a money in the pot, but at one point she actually had her picture on the wall, and I believe it was Derrick's picture she had up there as well, and she got another answer correct. So her picture's already up there, so she grabbed Dolores's picture. But when she went to replace it, instead of taking Derrick's picture down, she took her own picture down. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what faithful in the world would do that? And why would they not keep themselves? So, I mean, it was a series of things. I don't think Danielle's a bad person. So let's just make that clear. I don't think she made the best traitor decisions. People
Fair.
could argue I didn't either, though, but I stand by my game.
Now, you entered through a twist at the top, first, like challenging people to bring you in and then take someone out, and then through the cages. If you had just entered as part of the regular cast, do you think you would have made it longer?
I don't know, maybe. It definitely put a bigger target on me that way. I didn't expect anybody to shake their hand. They told me about that twist the night before the game started, and I was like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Is there any scenario where if you were a part of the cast, you would have shook someone's hand and kicked someone out?
So theoretically, yes. Okay, so I'll give you the play from my brain, from my point of view, through their lens if I'm them.
Mhm.
If I'm them, I immediately find someone that I perceive to be neutral, that I don't know. I let me in, I get rid of them, and I immediately banish me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would bring me in just to get me out. That's what I would have done if I were in their position.
Fascinating. Now, are there any strategic decisions that you made that didn't make the edit, but that you were really proud of or think were inventive?
I mean, I think I'm always been pretty good on thinking on my feet. I definitely had a lot of pressure on me this season, and I feel like when the pressure's on, I really do my best work. People argue that I was super aggressive at the round table and I didn't need to take out Bob so early, but I perceived him to be a threat. And I'm a kill or be killed kind of guy. Like when I see it, I can't unsee it. And if that train is going to crash, like I'm going to jump off that train before it does. So I'm not going down with the ship. I'm going to try to do what I need to do to take care of me.
If you had gotten a chance to recruit a traitor, who would you have wanted to join you?
Oh, man. So, like, you know, Wes was a really good player, but it wouldn't make sense for me to recruit Wes or Derrick in this scenario. I mean, you can make an argument instead of killing Derrick, I could have tried to kill somebody else, some ambiguous person, and then recruit Derrick and then pin it on Derrick. I mean, I don't know. You don't want to recruit a traitor to work with you. Like, to me, I feel like that's just like a basic move. Like, I would try to recruit a traitor that you could then frame. Uh, so it's hard to answer, but here's another layer to the situation that I was in. I could have easily got the votes together to get Danielle banished this last episode. I could have got with Carolyn and I could have got everybody and I could have gotten Danielle banished. It would have been easy to do. But the problem would have been at that point, we would have had to recruit someone. And I was prime suspect number one to be recruited. So banishing her would have just put all the suspicion on me for the next roundtable, and I would have been gone. I would have just been prolonging my life in the game one more cycle. So that's why I say it was really impossible because I had to try to figure out a way to keep Danielle and Carolyn in the game where they didn't trust me. And that proved not doable for me.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for your time, Rob. Hope to see you on our TV sometime soon. Maybe Survivor 50, maybe Australian Survivor, one can only hope.
Maybe, maybe.